Good Friday evening, friends and neighbors. Tesuiji at the desk with the JPBO first year draft for the year of 2034 as part of the Grandest Salami. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the Grandest Salami, it is an online league I participate in alongside a number of folks in the Out of the Park community, streamers and former streamers alike. Sergeant Mushroom, Extophorus, Your Kidneys, Ludwig, famous Twitch commenter, is among the group. Satior, the GM of the EMLB Cleveland Club. They're all in here with me in the JPBO, or in the Grandest Salami, and a few of those in the JPBO. For those of you unfamiliar, the JPBO is my Japanese professional baseball organization, a replacement of the League Redacted, which we can't use anymore. But good news is you can use this. It's available for Out of the Parks 23 and later. You can use the link in the chat right now to go download it. As for me, and as for what we're going to be doing here, we are going to be doing the first Out of the Park Meme Lord. Thank you for the follow. This is going to be the first of the first round of the draft for Out of the Park, or for the JPBO. Hang on a second. Let me turn off turning off followers only, because I want to make sure that folks who don't follow me but still want to participate in the chat can do so. Let me see. Is anyone tuning in? Well, hopefully people tune in. This is important after all. So this is going to work like the real League Redacted first year draft, in that every team has made their selections in advance and in secret. Nobody knows who chose who. I will be revealing those picks in the order of the team in the standings. If the player that team selects is not chosen by anyone else, that player is theirs to keep. If more than one team picked a player, there will be a lottery. I have wheels already set up to determine who gets that player. The first round ends when all 12 teams have a player selected, and then we go into a regular draft afterwards on Stats Plus. So as you can see, the Kansai Cubs missed the postseason by one stinking game, and we lost a lot of folks in the offseason. Patrick Lusby, the Canadian hero, finished first in the league in terms of batting average, and finished second in hits. I'm not entirely sure how we managed to do that, but Ryonosuke Ando set the JPBO hits record. Lusby finished second. Also, I need to download the latest save file because we traded Koichi Sakazaki off to the Nagoya Dolphins for their shortstop, second baseman, Tanzan Suzuki. Bit of a noodle bat, but I'll take up the middle defense, especially since we got Shukishi Ariga coming back for another season. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be combining the in-game view with the slideshow. And yes, I did record audio in advance. I also just realized now that my audio was muted, so you didn't hear my lineup or my intro music. Of course. Preparation. I spent so much time on the slides today, guys. I kind of forgot about like the actual stream stuff. So, let's get down to the floor. Imagine this is like a conference room or conference center in a fancy hotel somewhere in Tokyo. The 12 teams of the JPBO. Tactile next? No, we are just getting started. Filing into the room. They sit down at their table. And the announcements begin. The PA announcer with a call.
第一巡選択を希望選手 東京ジャギュアーズ畑健太外野手創志学園高等
And the Tokyo Jaguars, last year's last place team, get us started by selecting Kenta Hatake. Now, if you remember in last year's JPBO draft, if not, quite all right, there was a two-way option being debated as one of the top selections. We, the Cubs, got him, Noriaki Kawamoto. And Kenta Hatake, at first glance, doesn't seem to be anything like superb. Strong defense, bit of a noodle arm, but the bat makes up for it. But then you go to the ratings page and you realize, oh, he's a two-way guy too. Fastball, changeup, cutter. Changeup's already developed. He could very well be a two-way piece for the Jaguars, provided no one else picks him. That's going to be the key here. We're now waiting for the announcement of the second selection in this first round.
第一巡選択を希望選手京都
Kyoto Aces.
塩野谷光人外野手京都国際高等
And Shionoya is one of those guys that showed up on a number of people's ballots. Definitely a lot of folks expecting him to show up. That's right. This is going to show everyone's first options, Tactile Necks. And then we'll see who actually ends up in the lotteries. So Shionoya, not the greatest defense, but you're getting him for the bat, and the bat is amazing. 75 gap power, 70 BAPIP, 60 avoid Ks, 60 I. And he's an aggressive base stealer. If you can increase his speed to match the aggressiveness, all of a sudden, Shinoyoya could be a 30-30, maybe even a 40-40 caliber player. Ace is going big with their first round selection here. So that's 2 down, 2 picks, 2 players. Next up will be the newly renamed Wako Pirates.
第一巡選択を希望選手和光
Formerly the Chiba Pirates.
塩野谷光人外野手京都国際高等
So they're already in. We have our first contested pick, not even out of the first quarter of the draft. Shionoya could be headed to Chiba or to Kyoto.
第一巡選択を希望選手名古屋
Recently taken over by Leanne Green, the first female GM in JPBO history.
西山東明内野手二所学者高等
And there's the first infielder selection, and arguably the best infielder in this draft. Nishiyama may not be the best in terms of taking walks, but he'll be able to put the ball in play, stretch singles and doubles and triples. You're getting him for the fielding, though. 70, 70, 55, 70 is impressive. Good personality, too. So, interesting to see that the Dolphins are going with defense first, considering they just traded away Tanzan Suzuki. Now they're getting another defensive-minded infielder, and oops. There we go. Gotta remember the order in which I do things.
第一巡選択を希望選手仙台
The Woodpeckers.
小林康岡投手東都農場高等
And there's the first pitcher we've seen. Kobayashi, arguably one of the best arms in this draft, and this draft is seeded with good arms. Balanced around stuff, movement, control. 5-pitch mix. A changeup is already pretty much developed. These are all major league plus pitches. Undefeated in high school play. 13 starts, .46 ERA in his senior year. Not sure if Miyakonojo East made it all the way to the Koshien tournament, but he is a phenom when it comes to pitching. No surprise that Kobayashi is among the top choices here. On to the Saitama Panthers, the team that's operated by Sadior.
第一巡選択を希望選手埼玉小林康岡投手東都の城コート
And there's another team in for Kobayashi. 2 contested picks so far. Next up is the Kansai Cubs, my team.
第一巡選択を希望選手関西西山東明内野手二所学者コート
So that's 2 in for Nishiyama, the top shortstop in this draft. Let's see who Hiroshima's taking.
第一巡選択を希望選手広島西山東明内野手二所学者コート
And you can imagine the palpable energy in that conference room. 3 teams are in for Nishiyama's services. And at this point, they cut away to someone recording him at the high school, looking all stern and stoic while flashbulbs flash around him. And the student audience is going, whoa, where's he going to go?
第一巡選択を希望選手横浜
The Astrals, second place in the Nihon League last season.
西山東明内野手二所学者コート
Make that 4 teams in for Nishiyama. This is going to be a hotly contested player. Everyone looking at the infield defense and going, yes, yes, please. 3 straight picks in a row for Nishiyama.
第一巡選択を希望選手東京金市
This would be the Golden Kites, last year's JPBO champions.
小林康岡投手東都の城コート
That's another team in for Kobayashi. So let's take a look at the board here. Shionoya has 2 teams contesting for his services. Kobayashi 3, Nishiyama 4, Hatake 1.
第一巡選択を希望選手大阪
The Bulls, operated by Ludwig, winners of the Nihon Koku Series 2 seasons ago.
塩野谷光人外野手京都国際コート
And that's a 3rd team in for Shionoya. Last pick will be the Sapporo Bruisers, operated by Tactile Necks, who is in the chat right now.
第一巡選択を希望選手札幌塩野谷光人外野手京都国際コート
And that'll finish the first round.
ラウンドが完了しました抽選のご準備をお願いいたします
And congratulations to the Tokyo Jaguars for successfully calling Kenta Hatake undisputed. Every so often we get an uncontested first round pick, usually 1 or 2. This is the first time we've seen a first choice, like the first team, first choice, go all the way to the end and seal the deal. Congratulations to Golf Nerd for acquiring Kenta Hatake's services. Interesting future for this young man. So now we go into the Wheel of Destiny here. We're going to start with the selection for the services of Shionoya, the Bruisers, the Bulls, the Aces, the Pirates. Here we go. Kyoto Aces have secured the services of Mitsuhito Shionoya. That's a big selection for Shionoya. Good to see the Kyoto Aces have their man. Next up, the lottery for Tomio Nishiyama. Between the Phoenix, the Cubs, the Dolphins, and the Astrals. All the GMs come to the forefront. Hiroshima Phoenix get their man. Tomio Nishiyama heads to Hiroshima. One of 4 teams who selected him, which means the Cubs, the Dolphins, and the Astrals go empty-handed back to their draft list. And there could be additional redraws necessary. Finally, for Kobayashi, the starting pitcher, between the Golden Kites, the Woodpeckers, and the Panthers. Of course. Last year's Nihon Koku Series champions get their man. That is Yasuoka Kobayashi heading to the Golden Kites. And now I have to scramble to pull together the next round of selections for all the teams that did not get their choice. So sit tight, folks. We're going to be right back. I'm going to get some music on in the meantime. Groove for a little bit. We'll be right back with the next round of the first round of the JPBO first year draft. And hopefully all the prep work I did means we don't need as much time. Thank you for your patience, ladies and gentlemen. We now return you to that conference room in Tokyo where the second portion of the first round is about to get underway. There you see the results of the first portion of the first round. Kenta Hatake going to the Tokyo Jaguars unopposed, uncontested, and the 3 draft selections completed for Shionoya to the Kyoto Aces, Tomio Nishiyama to the Hiroshima Phoenix, and Yasuoka Kobayashi to the Tokyo Golden Kites. Here we go with the second go around. Let's see if we have any more lotteries to pull.
第一巡選択を希望選手。第一巡選和こう。長谷部剛投手、技能座コート。
All right, another pitcher off the board. Tsuyoshi Hasebe is the man's name. Big home run suppression. Strong 5-pitch mix, fastball, curveball, changeup, sinker, splitter. That changeup already well developed and could be his most devastating weapon. Only allowed 3 earned runs in 107 innings pitched in high school. Not bad for the right-handed starter. Should be a fun selection for the Pirates if he stays put. We'll see if the rest of the teams have anything to say about that.
第一巡選択を希望選手。名古屋。大下聡、外野手、滋賀学園高等。
Interesting call by Leanne and the Dolphins. Not bad, just interesting. Satoshi Oshita. Getting that up on screen for you now. Big contact bat, big gap power, big bunter too. And as a Ricky Henderson type, batting right, throwing left, he's very much restricted to the outfield and first base, but he could be a plus defender at just about any of those. Exciting choice for the Dolphins. He could help provide a hammerlock on the outfield, which the Dolphins just made a trade for yesterday to shore up that outfield defense.
第一巡選択を希望選手。
On to the next selection.
仙台。
See who the Woodpeckers take.
黒田隆投手、東総工業高等。
Interesting call here with Kuroda. Maybe not as vaunted as some of the other options in the draft, but you take a look at the pitching profile, that splitter is devastatingly good. Changeup, hit or miss, sinker, good. Lots of ground ball going to be generated off the arm of Taka Kuroda. Also undefeated in high school, so he's already very much ready to go. Will he be punching a ticket to the Woodpeckers Winter League affiliate? Open question. Here's another look at the draft board. We wait for the Panthers pick to come in.
第一巡選択を希望選手埼玉浅野栄二投手鎮西高等
Panthers going with a pitcher here in Asano and Eini Asano. 4-pitch mix, not much of a fastball guy. Slider, curveball, change, cutter. Give me the cutter, good doctor. So again, ground ball pitcher, does not allow too many hits, will suppress the home runs. The control is a concern, but he also has a clear advantage of his throwing slot not causing him too much in terms of injuries. So the Fukuoka native might be headed to Saitama if this pick holds. Fukuoka, of course, lost their baseball team to the move of the Kyoto, or the Fukuoka Rings to Kyoto to become the Aces. Kansai is on the board next.
第一巡選択を希望選手関西長谷部剛投手技能座コート
And we have another lottery in this second pass through. Hasebe is contested. Will the Cubs go 0 for 2 this time around? We haven't seen them with that bad of a luck. They won the lottery last season and took their second pick uncontested in their first of these drafts in 2032. Yokohama up next.
第一巡選択を希望選手横浜浅野栄二投手鎮西高等
And now Asano is contested. 2 picks for the high school right-hander. Worth noting that all these picks are from high school, actually.
第一巡選択を希望選手大阪
I see Ludwig in the chat. Let's see how Osaka fares.
長谷部剛投手技能座コート
And Osaka's going into the lottery just like their Kansai counterparts, the Cubs. Hasebe, a hot commodity. We'll see where he goes. Last selection in this second pass.
第一巡選択を希望選手札幌河野達人外野手千葉商業
I cut off myself. Sorry, myself. But at least now I can say that we do have a selection and an uncontested one. The Bruisers have their man. It's Tatsuhito Kono. Balanced bat, strong arm. Could probably stand to work on his fielding a little bit. But what you're getting here is someone who can play corner outfield exceptionally well. My profile best is a DH. Lefty, so that arm can't really be put to good use in third base. But right field, left field, yes please. So congratulations to Tactilnex.
コート
You got your guy.
ラウンドが完了しました抽選のご準備をお願いいたします
And we are headed back to the draft wheel once again. I gotta build these on the spot. So that was Pirates, Cubs, Bulls. Pirates, Cubs, Bulls. Who will be getting Hasebe? The Waco Pirates claim their man, Tsuyoshi Hasebe heads to the shores of Chiba. Excuse me one moment. I have to just quickly double check something. Okay, there we go. Trying to figure out who's next in the draft pool. So Hasebe is in. Now we got to figure out who's taking Eini Asano between the Panthers and the Astrals. It's the Astrals. Yokohama gets their man. Congratulations. So, taking a look now at the once again revised board. Who's going back to the well here? So congratulations to the Dolphins for securing the services of Oshida. And congratulations to the Woodpeckers for securing the services of Kuroda. Three teams remain. The Panthers, the Cubs, and the Bulls are still waiting for their options to come in. We'll be right back with determining who those will be in just a moment. we are back from the floor of the Tokyo conference room. 3 teams remain here in the third pass of this JPBO first year draft for 2034. PA announcer has the call. Let's see where this goes.
第一巡選択を希望選手埼玉池田健太外野手大成学院大高等
Another outfielder. This time it's Kenta Ikeda. Big contact bat. Also, surprising power. He's a corner outfielder, to be sure. Little raw at the age of 17. But for a line drive hitter who pulls the ball, yeah, you could do a lot worse. Panthers are going to enjoy his services. Cubs, option 3. Let's see what happens.
第一巡選択を希望選手関西森谷豪太外野手新居浜商業高等
This must be the outfielder round. Let's go take a look at Gota Moritani. The defense is the standout here. Bat's a little middling, but you look at the 70 outfield range and you realize, oh, okay, he doesn't need to bat if he can just play Golden Glove defense. At 19 years old, he's also one of the older prospects in this draft pool. Already committed to Hokkai Gakuin University. We'll see if he can be swayed to come to Nishinomiya.
第一巡選択を希望選手大阪
And now the Bulls.
森谷豪太外野手新居浜商業高等
There will be a third pass lottery for the services of Gota Moritani. Are you kidding me? Ludwig, did you see my answers?
ラウンドが完了しました抽選のご準備をお願いいたします
Back to the wheel we go. Congratulations to the Panthers for finally securing their player. Here we go. Moritani up in the air. He will be going to the Kansai Cubs. And to finalize the draft, we do have one more player. Thankfully, I know for a fact he will be uncontested. So hold on one moment. I'm just going to quickly queue up who the Bulls will ultimately be selecting in this draft. Here we go. Not from there. We need to start from this slide. The line must be drawn here.
第一巡選択を希望選手大阪坂本雄心攻守闘争工業高等
The only catcher selected in this first round is Yushin Sakamoto, and the Bulls have themselves a possible franchise catcher. Defensive stud. Bats very well. Can also fill in at first base in a pinch. Can even do little sprints of outfield. But you're getting him for the catching capability. It's also worth noting that Yushin Sakamoto here is a teammate of another player in this draft. Taka Kuroda is his teammate from Toso Kogyo High School. So now the two of them will be playing in the league at the same time. Little bit of a fun celebration for the battery there. That will bring an end to this first round draft. Rounds 2 and onward will continue on throughout the weekend on Stats Plus. I'll be getting these responses in to the admin team as soon as possible. And you'll see me next tomorrow, 2 p.m. Well, maybe not 2 p.m. Might actually be closer to noon or 1 p.m. Eastern with the Saturday Sorin and your 2024 KBO League champion, Hanwha Eagles, still going through the offseason. That's been my time. Thank you so much for tuning in. You'll be seeing more the Grandest Salami JPBO stuff from me in the future. I'm working out how to get on the streamer team and the sim team for that league, because you know me, I can't leave Japan well enough alone. See you tomorrow, folks. Fire Age, take us out.